Welcome to part 7 of Ask a 4-5, where you can ask me anything tennis related or not tennis related so much on this weekly video series that I've been doing for the past 7 or 8 weeks. Also, I am looking for 2 to 3 Discord moderators just because the Discord community that I created and you guys have created is over 250 people on the Discord server right now. So if you guys are at all interested in being a Discord moderator for my Discord server, go to my Discord. I'll leave a link to the Discord server down in the description below and post your best impersonation of Andrei Rublev's, Thanasi Kokkinakis, and Nick Kyrgios's grunts. And if you don't want any of those 3, just pick a grunt impersonator and post your impersonation of that grunt into the text channel Tennis Grunting. If you guys end up being my Discord moderator, I will bounce very important ideas off of you for where this YouTube channel is growing, because it's growing pretty fast. Much appreciation to you guys watching this. So, without further ado, let's get started. Muscle Milk is asking, why am I changing shoes? Because in one of the matches, I was wearing one pair of shoes, I believe the Gel Resolution 8s from Asics, and then in the tennis tournament in sectionals in Ohio about a few weeks ago, I was wearing the Nike Vapor Cage 4s. Well, first of all, good observation, either that or you have a foot fetish, but I am trying to wear out my shoes relatively evenly and having it wear out through the sole before the 6-month durability guarantee. So as of now, I'm actually wearing the Gel Resolution 8s because I'm playing tennis and I'm teaching and I'm working out today on top of making this video for you guys. But these shoes are almost worn out. I'm about, I would say, 5 hours away from me feeling comfortable to sending it back to Asics to get a free pair. And then after that, I will go on to the Nike Vapor Cage 4s. And I just wanted to wear the Nike Vapor Cage 4s because they're relatively new shoes and I wanted to see how they would look and feel on an important tennis match like the ones I did in sectionals a few weeks ago. So, observant eye, Muscle Milk, and keep lifting, bro. Love the content. And if you guys haven't already, do me a favor, hit that like, and please consider hitting subscribe on top of hitting that notification bell for being notified on regularly uploaded original tennis content for this channel. I also live stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Time, so come hang out with me while I string tennis rackets and listening to some pretty chill lo-fi music. Now, Chanakul96 is asking, are there any good durable socks that I use? So when it comes to durable socks, I would say, first of all, clip your toenails fairly regularly. I know that it is a pretty, I would say, overlooked hygienic aspect as, you know, a young male, because we're not nearly as conscious based on society's expectations of us to have good looking toenails. And guys, if you guys are watching this, you're probably tennis players. Tennis players have really nasty feet to begin with. But I will leave a link to my favorite pair of actually Nike socks down in the description below for you guys as well, if you guys are looking for very durable athletic socks. So thank you for the question. Rainier Tennis is asking, should you use the thinnest gauge possible without the strings breaking a little bit too quickly? And the answer is absolutely. I probably haven't done a good enough job emphasizing how the thinner gauge gives you better aspects on any type of string except for durability. So if you guys aren't really too keen on having durable tennis strings and you want more spin potential, more ball pocketing, and more natural feel, whether it's a multi-filament or a polyester or hell, maybe even a hybrid, yes, experiment with going for a thinner gauge. So if you guys have a 16 gauge string that you want a little bit more pop out of, try the 16L or hell, maybe even the 17. As long as it doesn't break too fast, you guys are doing just fine. GTRVN is asking, how many inches do I have? And you guys also slapped on a 6'9" as the emoji reactions on that. Nice. Pandora's Box is asking, how should a player feel out an opponent during a tournament or some sort of competitive league match during warm-ups and the start of a game. Any tips on what to focus on, how to draw out a weakness, and if there's any type of weakness that my opponent is trying to hide. So this is obviously a pretty big and, kind of drawn out question, but I'll keep it short. So when you guys are warming up and about to play a competitive tennis match, whether it's singles or doubles, warm-ups are actually not for you to warm up. Warm-ups are actually, as Pandora's box was alluding to, warming up is actually kind of analyzing your opponent. So my tip for you guys is, if you guys know you're about to play a tennis match at, let's say, 10 a.m., get to the tennis site or scout out a site with tennis courts next to your tournament site and warm up with someone, either a friend, a coach, or hell, if you guys are feeling brave enough, reach out to someone that you know in the same tournament as you, just on the different half of the bracket, and warm up with that individual. So when you guys are there and ready to play hour and a half later, you're actually already pretty warmed up. Your body's already awake. Your muscles are already in tune for the muscle memory that a tennis match requires. And all you're really doing is you're scouting out your opponent. And there's a pretty good chance, actually, unless your opponent's watching this right now, there's a pretty good chance that your opponent is warming up during the warm-up when you're just using it as kind of a intellectual weapon. So you're welcome. Fabrice Santoro is asking, do I have recovery protocol after matches other than the holy Taco Bell chalupa? Yeah, I have this thing that's kind of like water. It's called Michelob Ultra and Miller Lite after state league matches, which is actually probably my only competitive thing that I'll be looking forward to on a regular basis in 2021, given the whole worldwide situation. And maybe even some Tito's vodka. So that's my recovery plan. Thank you. Carlos Orlando from my YouTube comments is asking, have I customized my head radical pros yet? It'll transform your game. Yeah, so that is one of the things that I've been talking to with the people on YouTube, on Discord, and even my tennis circles around me. The Head Radical Pro, at least this version, is extremely light, pretty spin friendly, and a little bit more comfortable than the Yonex Ezo 98 because I'm not having arm problems. But I do want a little bit more plow through and possibly a little bit more stability. But I am finishing up my tennis string review for the Solinco Hyper G Soft, and I really don't want to customize my racket in the middle of that playtest. So after I'm done with reviewing, recording, and publishing the Solinco Hyper G Soft, I will most definitely be tinkering around with lead tape at the handle, the throat, and the side of the frame, and maybe towards the tip for a little bit more plow through. So good question, Carlos. Portal Nero couldn't end the video without a question of his that he posted recently on Discord, is asking for dating tips from a guy that does tennis YouTube stuff that he's never met. So here's my answer. 1, be extremely good looking. If you can't be extremely good looking, be at least 6 feet tall. If you can't be either of those, be very, very, very rich. And Fabrice Santoro followed up with that and asked, so should we post our net worths on Tinder because online dating hard? To counteract that, because it is the internet and no one knows who you really are when they're just swiping left or right on a phone screen, I would say on your Tinder, take how much you'd be expected to make with your dream job and then add 2 to 5 zeros at the end of that salary and post that on your Tinder, your Bumble, or whatever dating app that you kids are using nowadays. And please let me know how that goes with your long-term relationship.